Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories viewed here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com or enjoy the featured programs in our other website at IndianCountryTV.com. Here are the latest news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A small earthquake rattled Navajo Mountain near the Utah-Arizona border this last Sunday. The U.S. Geological Survey says a quake of a 3.0 magnitude hit the isolated mountainous American Indian community near Utah's southern border around 9:40 p.m. the evening of July 12th. Census data shows about 380 people live in Navajo Mountain. The remote high elevation community is about 3 hours outside of Blanding, Utah. The Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde at Williman, Oregon and the West Valley Fire District have reached an agreement on fire protection. The tribe will build a new fire station and cover the cost of 3 additional firefighting positions for the district. In exchange, the district will place 6 members of its paid staff at the new station. The tribe will also buy a fire truck with a 95-foot ladder, allowing the firefighters to battle any blaze at the Spirit Mountain Casino. The district's current ladder capacity is 24 feet. Lieutenant Dave Morey says the West Valley Fire District has always responded to fire and medical calls on tribal lands, but there had been no formal agreement in the past. Some young men were walking along a wooded bike path near the Quennebog River when they found a black spearhead lying in the soil. It looked like part of a weapon, so they asked Richard Rogers, who owns the land, if they could dig for more. In the 2 weekends, they found 80 spearheads in an area about the size of a small bedroom. The boys had stumbled upon an ancient Indian encampment area and a part of a burial ground dated more than 3,000 years ago. The State Office of Archaeology has now excavated portions of the property and found hundreds of artifacts from stone tools to evidence of a pit where cremated bodies were buried. Radiocarbon dating, a method used to estimate the age of remains in an archaeological site, places the time of the 2 areas containing charcoal at 3,400 to 4,000 years ago. Representatives of the Mohegan and Mashantucket Pequot tribes and the Native American Heritage Advisory Council have visited the site. Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack has announced the appointment of Mary McNeil as USDA Deputy Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights. In this position, McNeil will have responsibility for the leadership, coordination, and direction for USDA's civil rights program, including matters related to program delivery, compliance, and equal opportunity employment. Most recently, McNeil served as the transition advisor to the National Congress of American Indians and on the Obama-Biden presidential transition team. McNeil worked for the Potlatch Fund as Director of Grants and Programs in the state of Washington and provided consulting services to tribal and other organizations there. During the Clinton administration, McNeil served as USDA's Director of Native American Programs and as a search manager in the White House Office of Presidential Personnel. McNeil is a member of the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska. For many young people, finding a summer job is difficult enough, but for some Native American teenagers, jobs found them this year. Through a partnership between the Sioux tribal governments and the U.S. Park and Forest Services of South Dakota, 15 teenagers from area tribes work on public lands now. At Devil's Tower, the teens build benches along the hiking trails. Organizers say this is not only an opportunity for tribal youth to make money and enhance their resume, it's also a chance for them to experience the Black Hills, sacred sites about which they've heard so many legends about. This is the 9th year of the Youth Natural Resources Program. Another western Kentucky area has joined the Trail of Tears. The Paducah Sun reports Mayor Gail Sherry and members of the National Park Service recently signed an agreement recognizing Big Springs Park as one of the many settlements in Kentucky that hosted members of the Cherokee tribe as it made its way through from Georgia to Oklahoma in 1838 and 1839. Big Spring joins other designated trail stops at Mantle Rock in Livingston County, Gray's Inn in Guthrie, Radford Park near Pembroke, and the Trail of Tears Commemorative Park in Hopkinsville. Historians studied journals and numerous other items, including a receipt for a child's coffin and yards of material, before presenting the information to the U.S. Park Service. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast and you for joining with us again. We're hoping you're enjoying a great day out there. Miigwech.